This is Robert Kraft coming to you live on SNNLive, and we're here at the MicroCap Conference 2015 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. With me right now is Peter Davidson from JetPay Corporation, JTPY. Peter, welcome to SNNLive.
Thank you, Robert. Appreciate it.
So this is the first time that we're doing an interview with JetPay, so I got to know, what's going on with JetPay?
Okay, JetPay is a really interesting company. It was basically founded by Bipin Shah, who's a legend in the payments business. He helped to create the ACH when it first started, created Pay at the Pump, built MAC, the largest shared ATM network in the country, did a number of other things over the years. He's really a legend, really created debit. We got together about 4 years ago and said we wanted to build a company that's everything payments for businesses. So we looked at it and said we need three things. We need payment, we need payroll in order to pay people, you need debit credit card processing in order to accept payments, and you need prepaid cards in order to pay employees and vendors. So we went out together, decided to form a company, and we went out looking for good companies. And in December of 2012, we bought two wonderful companies, JetPay Payroll, which is about 5,000 customers in the Lehigh Valley and Pennsylvania area, fantastic technology processing payroll and now other human resource services, and JetPay Payments, which is an end-to-end processor, one of the few in the country, that connect directly to all the major networks. And JetPay focuses primarily, it was built as an internet platform, it was built as a card-not-present platform especially, but it also services bricks and mortar customers as well.
Okay, so let's get into the technology a little bit. And, you know, there's a lot of competition in the payment processing space.
Yes.
So I want to know, what differentiates your technology from the rest?
Sure. Okay, on the payment side, we are a much more modern platform. Our modern platform was built in the late 1990s, early 2000s, as opposed to our legacy competitors like a First Data or Total Systems, were all built in the 80s. That means we have a lot more flexibility. We use object-based technology in order to make sure we can serve our customers well. We can customize for individual customers where they have to touch every merchant in the business. We can move faster. We can bring products to market faster. On our payroll side, very similar. We're a SaaS-based program, so people can come in and get us through the market through the internet. It's really easy to use, simple to use, and we do a great job servicing the customers.
I was just going to say, so give me an example. So let's use one of your customers as that example for how you do implement your services. Okay.
A good example would be a YMCA. We process for about 250 YMCAs in the country, and a typical example would be, for instance, a YMCA, one of their biggest revenue streams are dues, people paying dues. So you're an individual, you go to the gym, you go over holidays, you feel like you need to lose some weight, so you go January, February, you join the YMCA, you work out. Comes summertime, you haven't been for a while because the sun's out, you're outside. Comes to August, and you get this little letter in the mail that says, we need your expiration date for your credit card because it's expired. And you say, you know what, I haven't been to the gym for a while, I'm just going to cancel that. Well, we have a technology that allows us to go capture the new expiration date without ever touching the consumer, and therefore keeping that as a customer of the YMCA and a revenue stream. And
maybe let's get into a little bit more about the competition. So how do you compete with these other companies that are doing your payment processing? And in the sense that, you know, is it more on the marketing side that you can compete with them, or also with the technology?
Oh, it's actually much more technology. Again, our platform is a lot more flexible than theirs is. We're able to do things a lot better. It's actually a lot more reliable and stable. Our uptime tends to be better than theirs is. It's easy to connect to us. Because we're an internet platform, you don't use the gateway. You can come directly and connect to us and integrate with us easily. It usually takes just a couple of days versus it can take weeks or months with many of our competitors.
So going on that marketing side of things then, so how do you market to your client base?
Okay, basically we have three primary channels that we utilize. Our first channel is direct sales force, card not present. So we have people that are out there calling on companies from $50 to $500 million in sales in services in order to get them to do business with us. They could be in Silicon Valley, they could be just traditional players. We talk to all kinds of different people. We also use third-party channels, so we don't compete with our feet-on-the-street customers. So we use independent sales organizations, which are like manufacturers' reps for the payments business. We use value-added resellers. who are people who might put a point of sale package together, and then we use independent service vendors who are people who basically integrate their services into a software package, and then integrate with us, so we provide that. And then our third channel there is financial institutions. We come from banks, we know banks, we deal well with banks. A lot of the smaller financial institutions can't offer the services like payroll and debit credit card processing that the big guys can, Wells Fargo's and the Bank of America's, but they need to be able to compete. So we enable them to compete by providing those services to them.
So you would say that your target market then are companies that are 50 to 500 million in revenues? Is that what you're saying?
That would be true of our direct customers on the card not present side. On the other side, we basically take any business. It's our whatever business our partners are in.
Okay. So what's your background?
I've been in banking in financial services my whole life. Started actually with Western Union back in the mid-1970s. Basically ran the consumer business for the first core states here, and then HSBC in the U.S. Then went into consulting, was international consultant, helped to do some things like form Moneris, which is the big payments company in Canada. Built a couple of networks and so forth, and then got into this end of it.
So for more information about JetPay, where can our audience go and find that?
www.jetpay.com.
My name is Robert Kraft, and I'm here live on SNNLive, and we're here at the MicroCap Conference 2015 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. With me again has been Peter Davidson from JetPay Corporation, JTPY. Peter, thank you again for coming on to SNNLive.
Robert, thank you. I appreciate it.